I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because, you know, come on.
Because you have a wife?
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because, look, okay, let's get rid of this myth right here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's get rid of this right here. You're an attractive woman. There's some guy somewhere saying, yeah, we're friends. No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor, and trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity. Because we're guys.
Men think this way?
99.9% of us think that.
Millions of men think the worst thing in life is to end up alone. It's not. Rather, the worst thing is to end up with someone who doesn't understand you, your emotions, or your ambitions and makes you feel alone. With the passing of time, we have noticed similar patterns in women's brains, and it sheds light on their intrinsically greedy and selfish nature. Even if a man is head over heels obsessed with her, she will not once think of returning the favor by being a partner. Rather, she has this delusion of dominating and wearing the pants in their relationship. Too bad, that isn't gonna happen because we've got the right dose of red pill for you. Hello and welcome to this YouTube channel, where we help you climb the MGT0W ladder to be an undefeated man. Brothers, in today's video we are going to discuss when does a man come to the breaking point where he finally decides to go his own way, and what causes him to get to that point. I am sure that many of you are familiar with mention Mgtow, and I can tell you that he has not been dating or seeing anyone since the mid-1990s, which means that he has not done so for at least the last 20 years.
Newsflash, no fucking good girls in today's society. And there might be 1%, 2%, maybe being generous, 3%, 4% of women who are saving themselves for their husband for marriage. But today, women are fucking at the age of 11, 12, 13 years old. There's women by the time they're 25, they've been fucking for 10 years. And there's a book I promote from time to time by a guy named Daniel Bertner. It's called What Do Women Want? But essentially what he says is that there's a lot of things that men believe about women because they want to believe it about women, because it makes them sleep better at night. And one of those things is, well, women are born with more monogamous tendencies than men are. That's bullshit. Women like to fuck just like we do.
He had already given up on ladies long before there was any meaningful use of the internet, and people were still playing the original Nintendo games when he made his decision. I don't recall the specific reason why he ultimately decided to become an Mgtow monk, but I, too, arrived at that stage around a year ago. This is the final stage of the grieving process, and it mainly consists of acceptance. The acceptance stage has been both the easiest and the most difficult for me to get through because, on the one hand, I have to mourn not only the life that I could have had but also look at the next 40 or 50 years and really think about the consequences of going my own way. On the other hand, this stage has been the easiest for me to get through because I have accepted that I will never have that life. It's more like two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I'll be sorry because I could not travel both. But I'm glad that I choose the road less traveled by, because at the end of the day I have been left satisfied. Brothers, when you reach this stage of Mgtow, if you aren't careful, you may end yourself like poor old Tesla, sitting on a park bench by himself, feeding pigeons, surrounded by a world that no longer understands him. For my part, I am encircled by a world that does not comprehend me either, yet I am able to maintain my composure in spite of this. I am aware that one day, my parents will be gone, my brother will have his family, many of my friends too will be gone, and I will be all alone. This is both a relief and a tragedy for me because the relief comes from the fact that I don't like interacting with people over small talk and petty things and watching people squabble with each other. The tragedy comes from the fact that I will be a little alone, that's it. When I was in my 30s, I made the decision to go for extended periods of time, weeks to months, without engaging with anyone at all. This choice was done solely out of irritation and an increased level of consciousness. I was conscious that practically every conversation that did not have a purpose was a waste of my potential and energy, and the fact that this bothered me to no end infuriated me. Since I've had sufficient practice to go for months without talking to others, I believe that it is unlikely that it will bother me over the next 40 to 50 years that I expect to live. So, my logic is clear: dating is a waste of your time, and going Mgtow monk mode is your only route to peace. When I was younger, in my 22nd, I committed the mistake of dating 2 different ladies within the course of a year and a half. Men, it was incredibly exhausting. My mental health suffered a great deal as a result of the relentless torture of having to carry their burdens while also being forced to engage in pointless communication and sugarcoating. Not only did it make me feel like I was a complete waste of time, but it also caused me to focus my attention on things that were ultimately useless to me. Constant chatting with them brought in a sore throat in addition to a number of other uncomfortable side effects. After listening to their gibberish, it would hurt my ears, then my head because I had to try to make sense of it all, and finally it would sting my mouth because I felt like I needed to console them with false expressions of compassion. All that for what? A little bit of action in bed. Nah, not worth it. But I decided to give dating another shot in order to determine whether or not it was truly beneficial for me to withdraw from the scene. After a few of my attempts at banging were successful, I came to the conclusion that things would be much better without these bimbos and their moist pusses. To me, it seemed more like a never-ending cycle in which I had to find a girl, get her into the talking phase, pass that stage, and make it to her bed, only to have her friends zone me because my dominant ideologies don't sync up with her delusional ones. Then find another one and indulge in the same practices for another dripping core. There you have it, men, it's a trap, can't you see? A woman's hot core and the possibility of getting an STD are making you do so much hard work. Save yourself from this displeasure and be so secure and rigid within yourself that you do not have to rely on these external pleasures to keep you sane and intact. Plus, modern women are not even worth it. No wonder why younger men are going for older women who are the age of your mother. The only reason for this similar pattern of an age gap is that older women are traditional. They know how to respect and value a true man, whereas these young bitches only care about their fake notions of feminism and equality. Fairly speaking, men are destined to like submissive women, and if the young girls aren't gonna do it, they will find older ones, eventually leaving truckloads of young women unmarried and single. But hey, not everybody is attracted to old, sulky, and baggy women. So, what for them? Well, for such brothers, Mgtow monk mode is the only wise choice left. Being aloof and alone gives you room for soul-searching and self-improvement. You will not even realize where 50 years of your life went once you start investing that time in yourself. Men like Jordan Peterson openly oppose Mgtow ideology because, in reality, they are not aware of the evil female mindset. Until and unless you do not know how consuming a woman's presence can be, you will always think that Mgtow monks are toxic alpha males. My only message to such men is that you should think from unbiased perspectives and see what is best for you and your community. Lastly, I would like to wrap up this video by saying that if it costs you your peace, then it is too expensive. Save yourself from dating and live a peaceful life. Let me know in the comments section what you think about going monk mode. Also share your experiences with clingy women who have costed you your sanity. Till then, keep taking doses of red pills to keep your consciousness alive.